Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick follow-up video of my initial impressions of driving the car ever since I had the Dinan Elite tune installed. And it's been very rainy every day, and today's the only one sunny day I've had so far. So now I just want to take some time to do it. I've driven the car for about 1,500 kilometers or 1,000 miles, whatever that is, ever since installing the tune, and I can say that this car is such a sleeper car, and it's often overshadowed by its big brother, the M2. So I just want to take some time to give my very informal thoughts and review of the Dinan Elite tune. And guys, I know it looks very nice and sunny and warm out today, but it's actually quite windy. It's actually a little bit cold, and I'm just wearing this jacket. It's not good enough. So I'm just gonna head back over somewhere else, and hopefully it's a little bit quieter over there. Alright, so before I start driving, I want to point out that this is the app that controls the tune. I don't know if it's visible here. There you go. So it says here, no DinanTRONICS devices detected, and that's because you have to have your ignition on and the car off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. So quickly turn this on. So we'll try it again. Okay, so it found it here. Then proceed. Then you enter your MAC address. And that's it. You should see the B for bypass and S1 for stage 1. And you can choose to operate this car in any of those modes. Right now I only have the stage 1, so obviously all I have is stage 1 here as an option. But as Dinan releases more, you can go ahead and pick S2, S3 and kind of switch between all 4 of them. So that's the app. Okay, so finally setting off. And I guess the first question that comes to mind is, what is this Dinan Stage 1 tune supposed to do? So Dinan reports this tune to add approximately 40 horsepower and 60 foot-pounds of torque, with the max gains being around 47 and 63 respectively. It is a relatively simple installation process, and it is literally a plug-and-play install. The software for the tune comes preloaded in the ECU provided, so you literally get everything you need straight out of the box and to be up and running within 1 hour of being installed. I noticed that I don't have to downshift as often when trying to accelerate or overtake in traffic. Power is readily available whenever I need it. I usually only downshift whenever I really want to take acceleration to the next level. So the next question is, did it do what it was supposed to do? Obviously that's the reason I bought it, so it did do what it's supposed to do, yeah, absolutely. I haven't formally dynoed the car yet, but I can immediately feel a difference in responsiveness when driving the car, but I can't do any formal acceleration runs to show how quickly it builds speed since I am on public roads. The most I have been able to do is make slightly harder accelerations from a stop or between gears on the highway to get a feel for the tune. So I guess going over the modes, first of all, Eco Pro, it remains relatively unchanged. I haven't noticed any sort of effects while in this mode, and I actually wouldn't have it any other way. This mode was intended to be fuel efficient, and I wouldn't expect it to exhibit any sort of performance increase. So in comfort, I guess, I mean, if you're driving in comfort, you're not looking at the performance gains you'd expect from a tune. So there's not really much to say there. I do feel it's a little bit more responsive, but I mean, that just might be in my head because I'm usually not pushing it very hard when I'm in comfort mode. So that brings us to sport, and man, this is where this thing gets fun. If you really want to feel a difference the tune makes, then this is the mode to drive on. I've gotten the tires to chirp from switching, third to fourth gear, and I've lost traction numerous times if I accelerated too hard from first, coming from a stop, or even in second or third. Really got to watch your throttle here. I noticed that I don't have to downshift as often when trying to accelerate or overtake in traffic, kind of like right here. Yeah, and so it's really quick. So, why did I buy this tune? So I bought this tune out of an insane amount of curiosity. The car is so fast and comes out swinging right out of the gate. And on hard accelerations, this car really kicks you from behind. So, coming on from, tune versus no tune. Don't get me wrong, from the factory, the car is very quick. And it's amazing value for the price. So when you compare it to other tunes, obviously people would probably think, what does this compare to with Dinan's Sport tune? So first of all, I guess, the drivability. It's the peace of mind. I've seen comments about other people having issues where the power delivery of the Sportune was not very predictable. The boost would randomly kick in and it would sometimes throw codes. I read so many things. Or it might take driving some distances before kicking into effect. With all that said, the last thing I want is any issues to come up that just cause headaches. I want a car that works as it should and as if it were from the factory. And I can say that this car feels unchanged with regards to daily driving. And another advantage that the Elite tune has over the Sport tune is that this is a true Stage 1 tune. The Sport is amazing bang for buck since you get very comparable gains as the Elite tune, which is around 40 horsepower and 50 foot-pounds of torque, and it is simpler to install, but the Elite tune was also very simple, so really I wouldn't say that's much of a difference. Obviously, the 1-year warranty that the Sport tune gives versus the 4-year new car warranty that Dinan offers that will cover this Elite tune. The product warranty doesn't cover any consequential damages that may occur in the Sport tune, so that's something that really would be concerning if anything does come up. Dinan says that this tune will count towards any sort of future tunability as they release more hardware for the car, which I assume to mean intakes and exhausts and whatever else you may add. So this helps future-proof the tune and really could be seen as an investment if you decide to go that route. Okay, so getting to the overall pros and cons list of getting this Dinan Elite tune, probably the most obvious pro about the tune is the immediately noticeable performance gains. This has definitely been the most worthwhile mod I've ever done on a car. The power gains you get are worth the money, and honestly, I have not looked back since buying the unit. The second point would be the warranty that it offers, which I did kind of mention earlier. Dinan offers a 4-year warranty on this tune, which matches BMW's warranty should anything go wrong. In my previous video, I had the tune installed at a shop, which again contributes to the peace of mind knowing that an authorized Dinan dealer will have my back if anything were to go wrong down the road. The one thing to point out is that Dinan wants you to submit a registration form within 2 weeks of installation. Otherwise, it says there your warranty may be void, so I'm not too sure about that. I submitted it anyway just to be sure, so definitely look into that if you are concerned about any sort of warranty coverages. I don't know how accurate this is and if it is changed by the fact that an authorized Dinan dealer installed the tune versus me doing it myself. And I guess another thing I mentioned as a pro for the Elite is the future proofing. Like I said earlier, I mean, this is just a Stage 1. Stage 2 and Stage 3 tunes are about to come out, and you know, this one kind of builds on top of it versus the Sport tune, which is just more of a a piggyback tune. So if you're looking to upgrade down the road and get more performance gains, definitely look into this Stage 1 Elite tune from Dinan. So now, moving over to the cons list, I think the most obvious thing about this is the price. Probably the most obvious con about this tune is that it's very expensive compared to the alternatives offered in the market to date. This costs twice as much as the JB4 tune, and I think even 3 times more than the Sport tune that Dinan offers for very similar gains. If it weren't for the cost of the Elite tune, I feel like it would be a sure winner amongst all the tunes currently offered, because you would not run into any issues and just peace of mind knowing that this will work right out of the box and it won't cause any headaches in the future. So I guess a couple other cons. I mean, this could be a little bit nitpicky. I could say that this tune offers more power than the car can handle. So before anyone freaks out, I just mean that this car borderlines on too much power for the stock setup. And by stock setup, I mean my current setup, which is the 6-speed manual rear-wheel drive version. I do have the summer performance tires, which is the Michelin Pilot Super Sports. But with this tune, you are more likely to slide and lose traction given the stock suspension and wheel setup. There's definitely some adjusting to do with your throttle handling and to be more aware about when you're driving under wet and slippery conditions, or when accelerating from a turn. Definitely think about it. You obviously don't want to trash the car when you first install the tune, so maybe like ease into it before really getting a feel for how it differs from stock. So with that said, would the X-Drive version of the car benefit from it? It wouldn't hurt to have that help, having the all-wheel drive version of the car kind of keep you planted on the road. And so the last thing that comes to mind would be the fuel consumption. Has it changed? Has it increased ever since installing the tune? Because obviously more performance gains means more fuel consumption. I've been keeping an eye on my fuel consumption ever since installing the tune. I honestly haven't observed any noticeable or adverse effects in fuel consumption ever since installing it. Actually, the only reason it may have increased is because I like to drive the car a little harder now just to get a feel for the tune. So yeah, I guess you could say that fuel consumption has gotten worse, but that's also because I'm more likely to drive it harder. But hey, with all that said about the cons of the tune, when you take it to the dealer for service, they're not likely to look at it and give you a hard time about it. Not saying they will for sure, but again, it's that peace of mind that I'm after when I bought this tune. I think I'm reading about a lot of people, worried about the dealer saying something. Will it void warranty? My car is a lease. Will I have issues down the road? I mean, I can't say for sure, but this is something, it's Dinan. Many BMW dealerships are, authorized Dinan dealers too, so something to think about. So for myself, what are my future plans? I guess if the Stage 2 comes out, yeah, I might even consider it. Really depending how much it costs, I'll really think about it, because this is way more performance that I could really handle right now. More performance than I'll ever need in any daily driving car. The coolest thing I could say about this tune is that it does exactly what it's supposed to do. You feel the differences even without having to dyno the car for those numbers. So this definitely brings it a little bit more to the attention of any enthusiast looking for performance from any sort of car. And that would come in the package of an M240i. Alright, so that's going to be it for now, guys, but before I end off, I just want to answer one more question, which is, would I recommend this tune? And I can say with absolute certainty that I would recommend this tune for anyone wanting to eke out more performance from the B58 engine. This car is definitely a performance-oriented machine, and this tune just heightens all of that. All I can say is I'm very impressed. This car can definitely hang with the big boys. It's a true performer, and it should be taken very seriously. So that's all I want to say so far, guys. I'm really loving it. Thanks for watching.